Hello and welcome to my podcast / video essay. I am Moira and I will be talking about the 5 themes of geography and endemic animals for my geography final. It's the first video essay / podcast I'll be doing. I'll probably do one on David Bowie at some point, more than one, in fact. Anyways, I'll occasionally have some images and some references show up on screen so you're not bored and stuff, and like a random background video. So yeah, and I also have a transcript and a description so you can read along if you want. Now, we move on to the 5 themes of geography. These are the 5 things that make up what geography is. It's not just learning where places are. Like, geography is location, place, movement, and region. Oh, and human interaction with the environment. If you're asking what any of this is, I'm going to explain to you, silly. I can't tell you what it is without explaining, really. First, I'm going to be talking about location. Geography is most known as location, so why not start off with it? Location is where something is on Earth. That would suck if you had no idea where you are in the middle of space. Poor Major Tom. Well, anyways, it can be at a relative location or an absolute location. Relative location is when you describe a place in relation to another place. When I say the bathroom is down the hall, like from geography class, the bathroom is down the hall. That's a relative location. And an absolute location is like the exact location on Earth of where you're like the coordinates of the place, So like I live at exactly these coordinates. Now we're going to move on to place. No, place is not the same as location. Place is like how you know where you are based on human or physical features. And once again, poor Major Tom. He's stuck in space. And if you were in the Sahara Desert, you'd see sand dunes around you. And that's place. You'd see sand dunes and those kind of land formations. So you're in the Sahara Desert. And also the human features depend on a certain area that you're in. Places people have made, or just human-made things that you'd find in a specific area. Third, and not final, is movement. You see, movement is people, ideas, and materials that constantly get moved around the world. And you see, you see people traveling in cars. That's movement. Things getting shipped in and out of places is movement. Ideas and rumors spreading is movement. Like rumors starting in school. That's movement. It's not great, but it's movement. Rumors started about me once last year, but I'm not going over that. Just like floating in your tin can in space. Once again, poor Major Tom. So, yeah, movements is basically, things imported and exported, and, things that travel around. So, people traveling from place to place, for example, ideas spreading, the idea of space, and, space travel. Again, poor Major Tom, stuck out there in space. Yeah, but basically if it moves, if it spreads, it's movement. Per se, COVID-19, that's movement. It moved all the way, from across the world from here to over here. It's movement. There's also good movement, giving people things, if we export something to someone else, that's good. Or if someone imports something to us, that's also good. Sharing, basically. Anyways, fourth and fabulous is region. Region is an area that has unifying characteristics. It is parts of places that have certain climates or languages or landforms. Like, take the Rocky Mountains for an example. It's like, it isn't only a place, but it's also a region because because of all the places the mountains are in have, well, mountains. And poor Major Tom is still stuck in the death abyss of space. No regions there, it's just space. Well, I mean, if you count a planet as a region, then there you go, but he doesn't know where he is, really. So, yeah, poor Major Tom, man. Anyways, region, like, for say, sorry, I keep saying that, but, if you have the West, take that, like, the Wild West, yeah, or, the Wild West movies based in the West, yeah, West region, yep, and take, ocean regions, like, different regions of the ocean, and then we have, you could say continents, really, or regions, because, they all have a unifying characteristic, mostly the same, no, not mostly the same rule, but mostly, yeah. And finally, the fifth theme of geography is human interaction of the environment. Roads, buildings, plastic, pollution, it's all human interaction. It's about, like, how humans interact with things in the environment you're in. Is someone smoking while they're not infecting, sort of. They're affecting the air. Is there a new building? There is across the street from my house. Well, it's called urbanization, and that is human interaction. More human interaction could be how they launched Major Tom into space. Poor Major Tom. They launched him into space, and now they can't get him back. Man. Anyway, short break.
Man, I'm lost.
That's great, Major Tom, but you should really learn the 5 themes of geography.
I'm literally stuck in the middle of space, and my ship is broken. What do I do?
Learn your location, place, and region.
We're in space, and ground control can't contact me.
Well, that sucks. See you later. Now back to the thing. How would humans and the 5 themes of geography affect animals, you may ask? This is nobody watching this. Well, we could put them in endangerment, so that's why we are going to move on to the endemic animal portion of this thing. What's an endemic animal? Endemic animals are animals that live in one area only. Without endemic species, other species could be endangered. I have 3 animals I will be explaining. The desert rain frog, yes, desert rain frog, as in the Sahara Desert. The Grand Cayman blue iguana, and the Tasmanian devil. It's time to talk about that funky frog. You may have heard of this silly squeaking frog. You may have seen videos of it. We are talking about the desert rain frog, or scientifically, the Breviceps macrops. This frog is endemic to the southern coast of South Africa and is in the sliver of Namibia and South Africa. This frog is small and round with bulging eyes, small limbs, and almost no snout, and webbed feet. It has a transparent spot on the underside of it, so you can see its organs. It has a yellowish-brown color. The frog mostly lives underground where there's moisture. They're also nocturnal, and they eat beetles and such off of dung they find in the sand. That's kind of gross. That's survival. Frogs do not have a tadpole stage. They stay in the eggs until fully developed. Female frogs can lay from 12 to 40 eggs at a time. The environment it lives in is hot and arid. It lives in a desert, which makes it hard for the frog to keep water. The frog is vulnerable because of human threats like strip mining and road building. I hope this frog continues living on because it's absolutely adorable. The second animal I will go over is the Grand Cayman blue iguana, scientifically Cyclura lewisi. I'm really hoping, again, that's how you pronounce it. This iguana is found on Grand Cayman Island. The island is in Western Caribbean, south of Cuba, and northwest of Jamaica. The iguana is mostly greenish blue, a sort of oxidized copper color, in my opinion. In the mating season, they are brighter blue. They have a striped pattern across them. Pattern is often not visible. They otherwise look like most iguanas do. They're huge though. They are huge. The Grand Cayman blue iguana can be up to 5 feet long and can weigh up to 25 pounds. They are mainly herbivores. They eat leaves, stems, flowers, fruits, and sometimes fungi. And if they have to, bugs. These iguanas spend their mornings basking in the sun. The Grand Cayman Island has a tropical marine climate. They have warm but rainy summers and mild winters. The Grand Cayman blue iguana is endangered. This is because of habit loss, feral animal, and human predation. I feel like we should probably stop hunting them for no reason. No one needs lizard scale clothing. It's ugly in my opinion. The third and final species is Tasmanian devil, or Sarcophilus hirsi. They are adorable yet absolute menaces. The creature is located on the island of Tasmania. Who would have known? The Tasmanian devil has a broad head and a short tail. The body is mostly black, but usually has a white mark. The weight of an animal often depends, based on what they eat and what happens, but usually the males are larger than the females. These animals are marsupials, like kangaroos. Tasmanian devils are carnivores and devour prey, bones, fur, and all. They have very wide jaws. Tasmania is in a temperate maritime climate. The summer has long days, while the fall, spring, and winter are all pretty calm. Tasmanian devils are often endangered. They are endangered due to contagious cancer and devil-faced tumor disease, DFTD. How are my favorite musicians and cool animals dying from cancer? I feel sad about the animal and human cancer. I hope people are able to cure this soon. Probably not. With that deathly note, we wrap up this podcast video essay geography final thing. Thank you for listening to this, and I hope it was interesting. Give me some feedback if you like. Well, of course the teacher will, but everyone else watching, if there's anyone else watching this, please give me feedback.
What's all about it, would you?
They kind of look like that.
But where are the eyes?
The eyes? No, not.